After her new marriage, Pooja comes to her in-laws' house with many dreams in her heart. But little did she know that the man whom she considered her everything would do such brutality to her on the very first night of their marriage that it would make anyone's soul tremble. At the beginning of the story, we are shown a woman named Kamlesh, who is the elder daughter-in-law of this house. Kamlesh is a responsible housewife who takes care of the entire family. She has a daughter named Pinky. While she is playing outside, she sees that her uncle, Arun, is being brutally beaten by some people. Arun tries hard to save himself, but due to the large number of goons, he is unable to do anything. Seeing this, Pinky gets scared and immediately runs inside the house and tells her mother that some people are beating her uncle outside. Hearing this, Kamlesh runs out without wasting a moment. Seeing her brother-in-law in this condition, her eyes fill with anger. Without caring for her life, she attacks the goons and starts beating them badly. Within no time, the entire atmosphere turns into chaos. But at the same time, his father comes here and sees him. Babaji's name was Shiv Kumar Brahmer. He scolds Kamlesh and tells him that he should at least find out whose fault it is. But Kamlesh loved her brother-in-law more than her own son. With complete blind faith, she puffs out her chest and says, "Babaji, my Arun can never do anything wrong." Now the story moves forward a few months. These people are going to see a girl for Arun. On the way, the mother-in-law asks, "What do you think the girl will turn out to be like?" She says if she turns out to be a bhajan kirtan singer, she will give her shagun today itself. On the other hand, we are shown a glimpse of the girl named Pooja, whom these people were going to see. Pooja was not a timid girl. Rather, she had done BA in English literature, and she was a modern girl with open thoughts. When Arun's family reaches Pooja's house, during the conversation, as per the old tradition, he tells Pooja to sing a song for him. Now Pooja does not sing any bhajan, but sings an English song in front of everyone. Kamlesh does not like this at all. He feels that this girl is not worthy of their house. She even looks at Pooja and asks her, "Do you wear your blouse so short?" What he clearly meant to say was that the girl did not have the qualities that a daughter-in-law should have. But Arun liked the girl very much. That's why he started following his sister-in-law. Somehow, by pleading, he convinces his sister-in-law. When the relationship is confirmed, the engagement and marriage rituals are performed with great pomp and show. Pooja gets a ring with Arun's name on it on her finger. After a few days, Kamlesh and her mother-in-law are going somewhere in an auto. She sees a huge traffic jam on the road. Kamlesh decks out of the auto and sees that many people are on the road shouting slogans and taking a procession with placards in their hands. Kamlesh also goes to that rally. Then Kamlesh asks a girl named Sona standing in the crowd, "What is this rally for?" Sona says that we are fighting for the LGBTQ community, that is, those people whose sexual preferences are slightly different from the general society. Kamlesh goes and tells this to her mother-in-law, but then both of them notice a girl shouting slogans in the procession. That girl is none other than Arun's future wife, Pooja. Kamlesh is shocked to see his future cultured daughter-in-law taking such a procession on the streets. Kamlesh, mad with anger, goes straight to Pooja and brings her home and catches her and asks, "Are you also a lesbian?" Pooja replies very calmly, "No, I am not a lesbian, but I am fighting for their human rights." Kamlesh's anger reaches the seventh sky. She scolds Pooja badly and says that you are going to become the daughter-in-law of our family. It does not suit you to create such a spectacle on the streets. Go now and apologize to your mother-in-law and quietly go home from here. But Pooja was a free-thinking girl. She looks into Kamlesh's eyes and says, "Bobby, you are one of those women whose entire life starts from the kitchen of the house and ends in the same kitchen. You don't even know what is going on in the outside world because you people start reading the newspaper from the back page instead of the front page. I have not committed any crime. That's why I won't apologize to anyone. Kamlesh's ego gets hurt after hearing this befitting reply. In a fit of rage, she pulls off the engagement ring from Pooja's hand and publicly breaks off the relationship and walks away. She tells Pooja that she has to apologize and follow the rules and regulations of the house. Now, when Kamlesh's family members come to know about this, they get angry at Kamlesh. Kamlesh's husband, whose name was Vinay, tells Kamlesh that he has to go and fix everything. It was no big deal. But Kamlesh says that even if God comes from above, I will not apologize to him. Still, she melts in front of her brother-in-law. By calling her brother, he convinces his sister-in-law. After some time, Pooja comes to their house on her own. Kamlesh goes and apologizes to him and also tells him that she does not have much knowledge about right and wrong, and she doesn't know anything about whatever is happening outside. From the beginning, she has been staying at home and serving the family members. Apart from managing a house, she doesn't know much else. After this incident, both the families become united again. This time, the marriage is fixed and preparations for the wedding begin. On the day of the wedding, Pooja had a high fever and was also feeling dizzy. Her friend, Sona, who was protesting with her in rallies, gives medicine to Pooja. The marriage is completed after applying vermilion in the parting of hair and taking 7 rounds. After the completion of the wedding rituals comes the night that every newly married bride considers the most beautiful night of her life. On the wedding night, Arun comes into the room and after some casual talk, he starts getting closer to Pooja. Pooja, who was racked with pain and fever, tells Arun in very clear words that her health is very bad. I have high fever and my whole body is aching. Please, we will not do anything today. But Arun seemed to be possessed by lust and pride of being a husband. He did not listen to Pooja at all. Despite Pooja's constant pleading, crying, and refusal, Arun, blinded by his masculinity, forced himself on her. Those golden dreams of the new bride were crushed badly on the same bed. The morning rays came into the room, but darkness had descended on Pooja's world forever.
She was just crying, groaning with pain and shock. Arun tries to calm him down, as if something very minor had happened. He says with great authority, "Hey, I'm your husband. This is my right. All this happens after marriage." Hearing this, the pain inside Pooja bursts out in the form of a scream. She looks into Arun's eyes while crying and says that you have taken away my rights. Arun is stunned after hearing one word, but instead of feeling ashamed of his disgusting act, his manhood gets hurt. He becomes furious and says that if you feel that I have done something wrong, then go out and tell me everything loudly. Saying this, he mercilessly throws Pooja out of the room. Pooja comes out of the room crying and in her scattered clothes. She could have woken up the whole house if she wanted to, but then he hears the conversation between Kamlesh and the other women of the house. Kamlesh is saying that women are not as scared of a bomb blast as they are of a spectacle happening in the house. This line hits Pooja's mind like a hammer. She immediately understands that if she opens her mouth in the society and family in which she stands, she will not get justice, but her respect in this house will be publicly tarnished. And to teach her a lesson, he forces himself on Pooja for the second time that night. Pooja just lies helplessly on that bed like a living corpse. Next morning, when Kamlesh was doing puja, she sees Pooja on the terrace. She is completely shocked to see him up there like this. She quickly goes to Pooja and asks her what the matter is. Pooja cries and says, "I want to go to my home." After this, Kamlesh prepares it and then takes it to the kitchen. Actually, there was a custom in this house that the daughter-in-law had to cook first. As soon as the kitchen work was completed, Kamlesh understood that she was not going to stay here. That's why Kamlesh goes to drop him at his home on her scooter. When Pooja is alone with her mother at her parents' house, she starts crying bitterly. She tells her mother the whole truth about that dreadful night. Instead of hugging Pooja, her mother says, "Hey son, this forcefulness etc. is not possible. All this keeps happening between husband and wife. If you are married, then you will have to do all this. Otherwise, how will our family lineage continue? Pooja is completely shocked to see this bad thinking of her mother. Her mother angrily tells her that she will have to go back to her in-laws' house. If you create any drama, then what will be our respect in the society? Now Pooja had no way out, no hope left. She reluctantly starts returning to her in-laws' house with Kamlesh. But on the way, Pooja is unable to control herself. She makes an excuse of going to the washroom and quietly runs away from there. As soon as Pooja goes missing, there is chaos in the entire house. Kamlesh frantically searches for him everywhere. But when Pooja is nowhere to be found, Kamlesh goes to Pooja's friend Sona at her NGO. But even Sona does not know where Pooja is, but she promises to find him. During the conversation, Kamlesh asks Sona, "What does your NGO do?" Sona tells them that they help those women who are victims of domestic violence or rape. Here, Kamlesh, showing her backward thinking, blames the victim and says that women should not go out of the house too much, only then they will be safe. But Sona gives him such an answer that Kamlesh is left speechless. Sona says that Kamlesh ji, if women are not safe in their own house, in their own bedroom, then where should they go? Soon Sona finds out that Pooja is sitting in a deserted park. After this, Sona goes and meets Pooja and asks her what the problem is. "You can tell us," but Pooja does not tell him anything. She was scared, that's why she was not telling, or she was feeling shy. Sona explains it to her well and was also ready to support her. Sona says, "If you don't tell me, then you can talk to Kamlesh." By then Kamlesh arrives and Sona leaves from there. Kamlesh asks her, "What exactly do you want? What is your problem? After all, how long will you keep running away from home like this?" Pooja gathers courage and tells Kamlesh that Arun has raped her. Hearing this, Kamlesh slaps him and tells him that my Arun cannot do this. And what is the point of rape in this? This happens between husband and wife. On which Pooja says that my consent is also necessary. He forced himself on me against my will. Well, whatever was discussed here ends for a moment. Kamlesh returns home safely with Pooja, where Bauji also explains to Pooja. He tells Pooja that we have earned fame with a lot of hard work. Don't drown this name. If there is any issue, we will solve it. Running away from home will not solve the problem. After explaining to Pooja, the matter ends here. But what Pooja had said to Kamlesh about Arun was bothering her. After which, Kamlesh asks her husband that a few years ago, Arun had a fight with some boys. Then why did it happen? On which, her husband says that such fights keep happening in college. Here, Kamlesh says that she has raised Arun. So if Arun makes any mistake, then somewhere or the other she is also responsible for it. That's why she avoids the topic and says that she was just asking like that. After this, Kamlesh's daughter Pinky asks her, "What is AI?" Kamlesh does not know anything about this. But the neighbor woman explains to Kamlesh's daughter Pinky that AI means when the computer starts thinking and understanding like humans, then it is called AI. Kamlesh is shocked to hear this. Then the woman tells that this news was published on the front page of the newspaper only yesterday. Hearing this, Kamlesh suddenly remembers that Pooja was also using a word like consent. With this confusion, she goes straight to Sona and asks her, "What does consent mean?" On which Sona explains to him that consent means the other person's clear agreement for anything. If we want to do anything with someone, it is necessary to have the other partner's consent. This means that her consent is necessary because we have rights over our body and no one can do anything to us forcefully. Now, after hearing this, Kamlesh starts understanding this idea a little. After this, the family members send Pooja and Arun on a honeymoon. Pooja on honeymoon says to Arun with folded hands that let's forget what happened and can't we just make good friends before becoming husbands? But that cruel man named Arun does not listen to anything. He again throws Pooja on the bed and forces himself on her.
After returning from honeymoon, Pooja's life had become like a living corpse. Arun starts making her his prey every night. One night, Pooja lies to save herself by saying that she's having her periods. But Arun turns out to be such a degraded person that he does not even believe this. He says, show him whether it really happened or not. Pooja had no other option left, so she takes the blade and hurts herself. The next day, the family comes to know that Pooja is admitted in the hospital and her condition is very serious. The entire family comes to the hospital. Arun lies to Kamlesh that Pooja has some ladies' problem, but Kamlesh directly enters the doctor's cabin and asks the truth. The doctor tells Kamlesh the truth, after hearing which Kamlesh is shocked because the doctor tells him that this is not her period, but Pooja has cut her private parts with a blade. Hearing this, Kamlesh is completely shaken. After this, she goes to Pooja, and when Pooja regains consciousness, she asks her, "Who did this?" Pooja tells him that "I did this myself." Kamlesh could not believe that he had actually done this. Pooja says, "Whatever Arun has done to me is true. I will not hurt myself like this to lie, and if you still think that I'm lying, then you can go and check once. You will be convinced." Kamlesh wanted to know whether Pooja was telling the truth or lying. To understand what Pooja has suffered, Kamlesh wants to experience the same pain herself. She tries to pick up the blade and hurt herself, but she doesn't have the courage. This was not so easy to do. No one can hurt themselves like that to lie. Kamlesh had realized that somewhere Arun was at fault. She goes and meets Pooja and tells her that all those who had a hand in this will be punished, or why not me too? After some time, when Arun comes to the hospital, he asks about his wife, where he comes to know that his wife has been discharged and sent home. After this, he goes and meets the doctor. He asks the doctor after how many days he can have a relationship with his wife. For now, the doctor had no idea who he was talking about. But when the doctor comes to know that he is Pooja's husband, she gets angry at him. She scolds him and says that because of him, his wife harmed herself, and he still has to just be in a relationship. Then she calls the guard and gets him out of there. Arun gets scared after hearing all this. He realizes that Pooja could have even given up her life because of him. Out of fear, he runs towards home. On the other hand, Kamlesh returns home with Pooja. If she wanted, she could have gone straight to the police station, but Kamlesh does not do this. She tells Pooja that she will talk to her father first. Only he will take the right decision. If needed, we will call the police and send Arun to jail. After some time, when Arun reaches home, he comes to know that the ritual of Muh Dikhai is going on in the house. For this reason, he is not allowed to meet Pooja. Then Kamlesh tells him that he will definitely be punished for what he has done, and he will go to jail. Arun says in his defense that she is my wife, and this is my right too. All this keeps happening between husband and wife. After all, what wrong did I do? The next morning after the function is over, Kamlesh tells everyone in the house that Arun has forced himself on Pooja. At Sukumar's insistence, Arun apologizes and the matter ends there. But Pooja and Kamlesh wanted Arun to be punished. That's why Kamlesh talks to Bauji alone. She tells them that you cannot ignore our words like this. Kamlesh says, "We are also the daughters-in-law of this house. At least our point should be accepted. If Pooja is saying something, then she is not lying." On this, Sukumar says that okay, he agrees, but he wants to know, what do you want? Do you want to call the police to your house? Bauji says, do you want to send Arun to jail? He has apologized and it will not happen again. But Kamlesh wants Arun to be handed over to the police. On this, Sukumar clearly refuses and says that this will never happen. The police has never come to our doorstep and will never come. Hearing this, Kamlesh thinks for a moment and then says, if you don't take any action, then we will have to take it. That means she was ready to go against her family. On this, Sukumar says, if you want to go against the family, then first you will have to leave this house, because you cannot do anything against the family while staying in the house. After this, Sukumar packs their bags and bedding. Pooja, Kamlesh, and Kamlesh's daughter throw these three out of the house. Sukumar believed that she would not go anywhere. He is foolish. You will see that after some time she will return and come back to our doorstep. What Sukumar said was absolutely correct. Kamlesh goes back and touches Bauji's feet and apologizes to him. But she had not come to apologize but to seek blessings from Bauji. After taking blessings, she goes away from here. Kamlesh takes these people to her maternal grandfather's house. After meeting Nanaji, she tells him everything. Nanaji tells them that to date, no case of marital rape has been filed. No rules and regulations have been implemented on this, so we can't do anything. But to teach the family a lesson, we can file a dowry case against them. There is no quick bail in this case. The entire family will remain in jail for months. Pooja says, okay, file a dowry case. But the problem was that in this case, even those people would go to jail who were not at fault. Kamlesh did not want this. She wanted Arun to be punished for her rape and not for dowry. But due to the helplessness of the system, they have to file a dowry case. The case is filed, and along with Arun, his parents end up behind bars. But soon, the vine is gone. On the other hand, Sukumar leaves with his 2 sons, saying that he is going to take his daughters-in-law. On the way, he turns the car towards Pooja's house. Vinay asks, why there? So Sukumar says that before leaving, he wants to meet Pooja's father once. After reaching home, he talks to Pooja's father alone and sends everyone else out, and then plays his real plan. He says that Pooja should come home and touch everyone's feet and apologize. But Pooja's father refuses and says that he will not send her daughter back. Then, Sukumar forcibly mixes sleeping pills in water and makes her drink it, and also gets a room booked in the hospital in advance. That means he plays such a trick that he himself doesn't have to do anything, and his daughter-in-law comes back on her own. Then, Pooja's brother comes and tells her that her father has fainted, and on hearing this, Pooja goes directly to the hospital, where Pooja breaks down after seeing her father's condition and starts crying. Then her father says, Pooja, you should return to your in-laws' house. Arun apologizes and says, look what Papa has done because of us. Let's go back home.
She tells Kamlesh that she doesn't want to go back home. Then father starts folding his hands in front of her and she goes back to her in-laws' house. The daughter-in-law had returned home and everything in the house was back to normal. But the biggest surprise of this story comes as soon as he comes home. The old grandmother of the house, who had not uttered a word for years, suddenly starts speaking. She tells both her daughters-in-law, if you calm down now, the same thing will happen again. Whatever is happening to you, you have to raise your voice. You don't have to do much. You just have to tell people what is happening to you. If you tell it in front of people, then nothing will improve. There is still time. You have to break your silence and tell everything to people. Everything was fine. Therefore, a puja program was organized at home in which all the women and men from the house and surrounding neighborhood had come. This was a very good opportunity for Pooja. She tells people that Arun had physical relations with me without my consent. He has raped me, and not for the first time. He has been raping me ever since we got married. Now I'm starting to fear him. Then Sukumar stands up and calms Pooja down. He even asks everyone to leave from here. But then Kamlesh stops all the women. She tells all the women that we have to raise our voice against this. If we don't raise our voice, if we don't speak up, this will continue to happen to us women. We have survived, but when this happens to our sisters and daughters, no one will come to provide them justice. At the same time, Arun comes from the front and asks Pooja to leave from here. When Pooja steps back, he even tries to slap her, but Kamlesh stops him. After this, Kamlesh herself slaps him. Now Kamlesh tells Arun that all this will not be decided only in the court, but the family and society will also decide. And she gives the verdict there, that from today, all the rights of Arun will be over, and he will have to touch the feet of Pooja and apologize. Kamlesh looks into Arun's eyes and boycotts him, saying that from now on, no woman in this house will have any relationship with him. You will not participate in any puja or ritual. Even when my daughter, Pinky, gets married, you will not shoulder her palanquin. Today, no one is standing with you except your father. This means you are a beast.
Seeing himself cut off from his entire family and society, all of Arun's pride is shattered, and he starts crying bitterly. He falls at Pooja's feet and begs her to forgive him. I will never do this again. I will change. But Pooja was no longer that helpless girl. She pulls her leg back and says that just saying sorry does not heal the wounds on the body. Today you are apologizing. We'll do the same again tomorrow. I know that today there is no strict law regarding marital rape in our country, but remember, the day that law is implemented in this country, I will file the first case against you, and I will wait for that day all my life. And this story ends here.